Good day. As we progress for proceed showing off on the creation of Node.js, database server, web server for web server, program, CS341 for BYUI. Um, Progressing, on this one, I had to test first to add some code to test the rest. Rest is a program that I can use that does not require me to connect to the server directly, but just to help me to see whether it's adding code or not adding code. For instance, if I press send request, it's supposed to run. Okay. It will run on Nest, so that I can see what's going to happen here. Let me run my node server. While I wait for it to run, I'll show you the codes that I added to show how to run this program. It has a delete function, a put function, a create function, and a get user by ID function. Okay. Okay. Node server is now running. Okay. Helps me now. As you can see, it has picked information my for my MongoDB database. So I can create, delete, add information from this angle without entering online. However, for this project, we were to demonstrate using Swagger as a way of adding and removing information as it is shown here, but not using REST, which is an application that I can use to get data like this, but not using REST. Now we are going to be using, say, Swagger. So to start with, I started by installing, by adding this code. Move the pages to ensure that it's clear. I'll close this side. Okay. Uh, Initially, before I started, we started by adding this Swagger folder where we added constant required type, so it's the necessary just the JSON file. This is the information for the JSON file, which is generated from Swagger AutoGen. And after that, I wrote this API using this, and this is our local router. And then for schemes, there was HTTP and HTTPS. Then it goes on to look for the Swagger JSON file, which is this file, which will be created when I ask it to create. And then this is the way the other JSON Swagger JS file is found. And then output, endpoint, and doc. So that's the doc for Swagger JSON. And then in here, I went on to create my constant router and this constant Swagger UI where I called you Swagger UI Express, which I ended up cloning on my terminal. I installed it, or I'll show you in a second. This is where the installed. First and foremost, we started by installing body parser. After that, when we were now running Swagger, we went on and installed Swagger UI, and then we installed Swagger AutoGen. This helps me to generate this file. So after I had done that, I went to my server and I added this, which will help me to get information when it's generated. It helps get, post, put, delete, and options, which helps me to generate information. This code that you're seeing here. And this one also had been used and added. And to make sure that this works, ensure that when you put code when you put router.user the first time, the second time, remember to put get, not to use user. Because for me, I had used use and it did not run well initially until I recognized that I had made a mistake. So after I've done that, I went on to my index file. Here I changed this and added this tag to help me on displaying the information. I went also to my user controller where I added tags to help me also on generating necessary information that I can use. And this information here also it corresponds with the information required, which was required for this next file. Okay. After I had done this, I uploaded my system onto my internet. Uh, but and then started by testing the local host. However, on this one, I will not be able to really show you, but I'll show you what I ended up doing. This way it wasn't written using rand. So after this, I implemented the rand so that I can test now whether it works with the whole system. So I can show you and upload it to my GitHub account. And then I uploaded it to my GitHub account. As you can see, this is my GitHub account where I uploaded the information so that it can run from here. From here, I went on and checked whether it had deployed with render, and it had. So since it had, I clicked on deploy. I clicked on deploy to check whether it was live. As you can see, my server is live. So I went on to click here so that it can run the website. I'll pause while I wait for the website to load. Then the website loaded. After it loaded, I had to test whether it was working. Um, I first started testing the user side before I use Randall. As you can see, it's peaking. So from here, I went on now to testing now when I use my Swagger, which is I use API doc. Waiting for it to load. Here we go. Here we go. It loaded. As you can see, it got my get up, my put function, and everything else. So just to test whether it's running, I went on try, execute to see whether it's running. As you can see, it's running. Now to test whether it can also get information for my user, I went here, get, try it. As you can see, it got all the information. So this shows that my Swagger is running from render, And this also marks the conclusion of my video. As you can see, it can also post, get, put, delete using user ID. Okay, thank you.